I get back in again. Talking large, rich girl. He buys a long position, he buys a leverage trade, he buys a spot Bitcoin, he buys a shitcoin fade, he buys a stop loss hit, he buys a liquidation rate, he buys a market maker's game, he buys a whale's parade. I get stopped out, I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. He stacks his sats daily, he DCAs the pain, he averages down harder, he doubles down again.
He watches the chart bleed, he watches the red rain, he still hits buy button, he still feels the same.
I get still drowned, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Trading the night away, trading the night away, trading the night away, trading the
He's down in the dumps, but he's back on the horse. Leverage 20x, of course.
He's yelling at candles like they owe him rent, but he's still in the game 100%.
I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down.
I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down.
I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get stopped out, but I get back in again. I get stopped out, I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. You fucking bastards! Yeah. You can be the greatest. Started with the grand, thought I'd flip it overnight. Chart looked like a ladder, I was climbing to the light. Called the top at breakfast, called the bottom at lunch. Friends said slow down, and I said watch me, I got the hunch. Screen full of green arrows, the eagle wanna hide. Posted easy money, felt like I could fly. Yeah. He said you gotta work hard, I said I work smart. He said you gotta be patient, I said I got hard. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. Swinging every candle, never gonna fade. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. Day trader legend, yeah, I got it made. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. Dominance forever, never gonna trade. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. I'm the king of the chart, I'm the king of the chart. Yeah. Tuesday I'm a 50, Wednesday I'm a god, Thursday I'm a leverage, and Friday I'm a fraud. Leverage on the moon, margin, call it dawn. Ego said keep going, now the money's gone. Still tweeting screenshots from the glory days, while my balance whispers you lost the race. Yeah, they said you gotta cut losses, I said I'm all in. They said you gotta take profits, I said let it spin. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. Swinging every candle, never gonna fade. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. Day trader legend, yeah, I got it made. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. Dominance forever, never gonna trade. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. I'm the king of the chart. King of the chart, king of the chart. king of the chart. It's quiet and the green is gone. I'm staring at the red, singing my own song. I could have been the greatest, I could have been the one, but I chased the high till the high was done. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest, swinging every candle, never gonna fade. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. Trade a legend, yeah, I got it made. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. Dominance forever, never gonna trade. You can be the greatest, you can be the greatest. I'm the king of the chart, I'm the king of the chart. Still not dead. I name my positions like they're children. Little Lambo and Moon Baby and Guilt Trip.
The ringing of the cowbell.
The same blank face. Wow, the numbers keep running the other race. I could sell tomorrow, I could sell tonight, but I like the story that I tell when I'm right.
For those of you out there that hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frogs and squirrels, welcome to Late Night Crypto with Road Dogg. I am your hostess with the mostest butter on his face, Road Dogg. Glad to have you here, everybody. Let's say hello to everybody real quick. We've got Nasty Gene. Nasty Gene, you were first in the chat. You got the clap. Congratulations. Shout out to Nasty Gene for being number one here, clocking in at 9:04 p.m. We got Rogue Shadow 1880. St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Night. Tony Gold's in the house. Shout out to both of you guys, Rogue Shadow and Tony. We also got Tommy 2 Liters. How are you doing, Tommy? Good to see you, my man. Woohoo, the ringing of the cowbell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me tonight. We're watching Bitcoin, struggling again with this major 382 Fibonacci. What I would like to do is zoom out a little bit so we can regain our balance. You see so many different takes on TA with different people that you watch, and you kind of forget, what the hell is he talking about? What's going on over here? So let's clear this chart. And let's get back and zoom out to the daily. Kind of go over with what the hell is going on here with Bitcoin. All right, from our very highs to our very lows right here. This is what we're looking like. We are below the 800 moving average. And that kind of sucks for being bullish. However, currently, when we apply our Fibonacci techniques over here, we see that we have just tapped up on that 236 area, meaning that throughout this area is an accumulation zone. This is one way to look at it. This is the way we look at everything over here. It's a big, thick Ichimoku cloud that's trying to suck us up into it and put us out on the other side. If it can put us out on the other side, we're looking at this target area, $85,000. This is the simplistic way to look at Bitcoin. Let me tighten up my Fibonacci. Puts me into front running it just a little bit if I'm not lined up there. And here we go. Here we go. So this red line right here, technically, if this be our bottom and we're not heading lower to 41 or 32,000 or 52,000, if that's not the situation we're looking at, and there's good reason to say that, hey man, maybe it's not what we're looking at when we zoom out and come back over here and we go from the top highs that we had last cycle down to the candle bodies there and everything. We line that little guy across there, and it did come down. We go to the it was the weekly candles, I believe. The weekly candle close right there. That and all this little mess that we were fighting through over here after altcoins topped out in 2024 at their all-time highs, and for most of them did not do good well after that. And we went through all this phase. When we were over here last time, the bottom part was 49,000. Some people might be looking at that as probably where we're going to go right now. But right now we're trying to head back up. It looks like we're trying to do some kind of bearish retest. And you're saying, you might be saying, a bearish retest of what? Well, in my definition, bearish retest would be the trend line that we broke, which was traveling right through here, touching this bottom here and those two, that wick, that bottom there, and we deviated from it and then we lost it over here. Now, if we wanted to cut through and go through candle bodies or whatnot, you might be able to tweak this up a little bit and get something really nicer and impressive. And that would have been your bearish retest idea right there. But we lost that guy. Now, is there a chance that we might come back up and retest that guy? Maybe. Is it more like this? I would lean to think that the resistance line is more like this now. It's not exactly coming out perfect, at least on this chart, but that seems to be a nice little resistance area right over here to be paying attention to. And it suggests that maybe 93 would be the top that we could come to if we got that rambunctious. And you're saying 93,000, you're moon boy, we're heading to 38. Your 200 moving average is up here, and it's quite common for price to retap that little 200 at some point. It's a possibility, not saying it's going to happen, but we might get lucky that way. So I don't want to discount that. That's the areas that these are the main areas we're looking at when we zoom out on Bitcoin at the bigger picture of things. Now, can there be downside? There can be, but since we're making higher highs and higher lows, why do we want to worry about the downside right now until we break a trend line that says, hey man, this is it, we're probably going down now. Yeah, trend's broken. Right now, the daily says we still got a nice little trend going. There's been several of these trends happening over here as we started doing a rounded formation, which usually leads to parabolic activity when that happens. Not sounding too bearish at the moment, am I? We're in this big, thick, Ichimoku cloud. Coming from the bottom and being stuck in a fat cloud is a good thing, especially if you're above a non-moving average. So on the daily, I have nothing bad to say about Bitcoin. There's nothing bad to be said here about Bitcoin on the daily from what I see on price action. And the 9 crossing the 50 moving average. If we're lucky and the 21 makes it up there and cross it, we can get a nice little boost to the upside there. If you look at the Ichimoku cloud, she's starting to turn a little bit to the upside, and we kind of like that. When it starts flipping to some green, the cloud turns green, well, then it gets even more exciting and a little bit more hopeful, right? So those are the things that some of the things that we're kind of looking at right here. Pardon me just a moment, folks. Oh, snappage. We went off. Oh, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. You weren't supposed to see that. Pardon me just a second, folks. think we're back. Sean, are we back yet? Have you hit the button yet? What's happened to the stream? What the hell, Sean? All right, we lost our charts and everything over here. All right, back on track. Squirrel. But our indicators on the daily, how are they looking? They're kind of topped out. No, they've been topped out before. Right, and we just kind of jankled around and still even went higher and stuff like that. So, not totally a bad thing. But with stochastics coming to the downside, a little something contentious there to look at. Momentum wave is what I'm looking at. It could easily print a red dot very shortly. It could happen, right? And then that means what? Well, that would suck if that happened. So you can say that the indicators are looking a little tired on the daily on our market cipher, and even on the MACD, she's showing a little tiredness here with that lighter bar. She's still headed up though, very strong. So I got to say that about her. RSI is the one I want to look at. Come here, RSI. What are you doing over here? We got higher highs on our RSI. Well, okay. Do we have any bearish divergence from that? Hell no, we ain't got no bearish divergence. It's saying, baby, we can keep on the rocking and the rolling. Now we did have, I want to point this out, and this is worth talking about. I don't know if we remember this or not, but over here on the daily, put this up here and put our RSI over here. Yeah, the RSI, we're making higher lows. Do you see how in price action we're making lower lows from bodies to bodies? That is your bullish divergence, which means, hey, maybe this thing's about to change. We can be doing reversal right here. So we got our reversal signals over here. And I am looking for us to keep going up as long as we keep making higher highs and higher lows. The higher lows are not the fun part, and that might be what we're getting ready to do, since on the bigger scale of things, we got rejected at the 236 Fibonacci, right? Not only that, not only was it the 236 Fibonacci, but also from swing high to swing low. It was also our 382 Fibonacci area that I was watching. And that was what we've been watching lately. I didn't pull the big 236 out or the bigger fibs and everything, right? And we just kind of kept it a little bit local. Let's get these things dialed in. And I want to put my little green line over here that I have been watching for this while. The one that we're just putting one back that's been there before. All right. And now we see we got rejected. So what can be happening over here? Well, either we get enough strength, we maybe get a little pullback and a little enough strength to go back over there and get above that red line and even that green line right now. Or we could be doing, you know, what commonly happens below the red line right here, the 236 moving out. We could be coming down for a... I don't think this is what we're doing based on the Ichimoku cloud, but it is possible. If the cloud wasn't there, I would probably be thinking, well, this would probably be leaning that this might be happening a little bit more than not. But you're doing a nice big fat ass double bottom of some version if we come down low enough. We don't have enough momentum, and that would still be okay. That would be a nice little bear market bottom right there. I'm just saying. Just throwing some things out there. But let me pull that fib back one more time over here. Going from this high all the way down to this low. Ah, come on now. All right. Tighten up my little fib there. The 2-3, okay, we already got you down here, right? We had the little red box. Yeah. So using that same technique over here, just scaled down, drawing our 236 Fibonacci over here, horizontal line, make it red. I'll put it dotted so I know it's a different one from this one. And I'm also going to label a few other little lines over here. This 0.5 being the next target up to the upside. 618 and also our bigger 382 areas. This is really the cool zone that we're looking for. One of the cool zones we're looking for to come up to before we get serious, more serious rejection out of Bitcoin. And that is up to about 83 to 85,000. That sounds kind of hopeful right now, but let me just remind you again that 75,000 sounded very hopeful when we were sitting down here at 64,000, right? That $10,000 jump seemed like it'd never get here, but here we are. if you notice things, they like to go up, they come down, they go up, and then it could be coming down a little bit since we're at resistance areas, right? So if it comes down, the trick question I guess that we have for right now, how far is she going to come down if we're going to come down? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe I may, I believe I might, I believe I could have an answer for you right here. Several different ways to approach this little booker. If we wanted to go for the impulse move that we have right here, you'd probably be looking about your 0.5 area, 0.5 Fibonacci right here, and that would be it's right where the 50 moving average is, right? So we've been looking at that little guy from the local. If I were going to go down here to this other bottom over here, actually, if I was going to, I would really want to go from the very low, go from the very lows to the very highs that we have right here. I would be wanting to look for this 382 area. Color code it green, make it just a little bit bigger there. And let me take that bottom and we'll go to that other bottom over here. Now on this one, notice that our 0.5 that we had from the impulse and the 382 that we got from this one are coming in at the same area. We got confluence coming up. That's secretly telling me, hey man, pay just a little bit more attention right here to this area. 70,800. That's the one that I believe we want to watch right there. It's all done on the daily time frame. We're going to jump down to the 4 hour right now, but I just want to point out 9 crossing the 50. That's a good thing. Price coming back to touch that 9 probably will. Losing the 9, you'll probably come back to your 21 moving average. That's how the 5 moving average strategy kind of works there. And by the time it gets there, the 21's probably going to be approaching that 50 rate across. That'd be a great place to bounce, in my personal opinion. That's what the daily says. Let's go ahead. But we haven't broke a trend line yet, right? Let's go to the 4 hour and see what it's saying. Are we in danger, sir? Are we getting rejected over here? What are the signs you may be getting rejected? Well, other than the big wick at resistance, that's a good sign right there. That's a good one saying, oh man, this is not looking healthy. That's a lot of sell pressure right there. And your volume down here where the little alien is, lots of volume going on right there. So sell pressure to the downside. Here we got our 9 moving average. Looked like it was going to cross until we got this red candle. Now maybe it can still pull it off, and that will be like a gift from God. But this generally, we're starting to see this. It looks like a rollover possible, and we'll be coming down toward the 21 moving average here, about 73,000, according to the 4 hour chart over here. So far, okay. Not what we wanted to hear, but okay. We draw a trend line over here on the 4 hour. I'm coming from these candle bodies right up underneath these candle bodies. And that gives us a little bit more hope. Right here at that 21 moving average, right around $73,000 could be where we're trying to head back down to. Since we're getting rejected off of this big area. Also getting rejected off of this 382 that we were on the upside, right? It's resistance, and we got above it, and then we came back down, and now it's still resistance, all right? All right, one more little trick, Fibonacci wise, over here. But before I get to that, let me comment on these moving averages. Let me take this big let me make this guy a little bit lighter. He's too. No, that's not you. This box thing I got going on here, it's just a little too dark. All right. So these moving averages here have flipped on the 4 hours. That's one of the big signs that we walk toward here on this channel, especially when we're doing a rounded bottom. We're looking for the flippening. We're looking at several things when we start getting rounded shape. We look for a contraction phase where we're squishing down, and then we look for that expansion phase where we're going up. Now that's, I'm going to cut through that one, just kind of take the things. But we get our you did not cooperate. But we get our expansion phase over here, and this can precede a parabolic move. So we are set up to where we could quickly move back up through these guys, come back up to 83, even more to retest our trend line area up in the upper 90s. That would be our bullish scenario that we could be working on. And just because we got the wick over here and telling us that we got a higher high end is not a bad thing, that we're getting ready to just to drop immediately down to the downside, because the moving averages are telling us something a little different. The Ichimoku cloud's telling us something a little different right here. Now, getting back to that little Fibonacci trick, we're going to check our top patterns over here, and I'm looking for a 113 or a 272. All right, so I'm going to go from a swing high to swing low, and I see that we got them. We got our 113, didn't quite get the 272 area, and combining that with our other areas of resistance, that's a lot of confluence of resistance happening right there, telling us, hey man, might want to back off and take some profits or do something. Set your stop losses, take care of your trade. The trend might be trying to change a little bit right here. That's what the resistance is saying. So if we break the trend line, we are looking for lower. If we do not break that trend line, we're looking maybe to hold somewhere around, well, 73,000. That number just keeps on coming up over here, doesn't it, darling? Is that enough to satisfy our Fibonacci requirements over here? Not really, not really. That's not really. Right now, we're finding support on the 236. Now, I interpret that a couple of, I interpret that a different way. It is not the known Fibonacci for us to get an AB equals CD or a major move from it, but what it can implement, what it can suggest is that maybe this is not our high just yet. We're still working on our ways up, and we might be coming back up to this guy about 77. So I want to put him on the radar right there, just as a possibility that what we're doing here locally. Let me get my fibs dialed in. So I use particular fibs that I've definitely have back tested and tried and are part of our strategy over here, and I add them onto my regular fib as an extension, so I don't have to drag out the other tool and do it. But there's other ways to get those targets there. So if we were to bounce off here, I am looking for, if we were to bounce off the area that we're at right now, I just erased that, didn't I? That fib. If this area holds, and it could, we just haven't got it in, and chances are we'll probably get our bigger correction here. And then we'll have to pull our fib and look for, the 382, which is, still down here around 73, a little bit lower. That's one idea that I'm looking at right there, just based on how we're holding so far. And it's been holding very well here. And it usually does until it loses it. And then our next level down, of course, it'd be 72 over here. We're getting so much confluence over here at 70.84 that I wouldn't fade that. If you take the measured move from where we might break down to, it even suggests maybe lower down here to our other target area that we put in, 69.800. All right, so that's what we're looking at on the 4 hour. I like the moving averages and the Ichimoku cloud more than anything, and that we got a solid trend line. We're just at some resistance areas over here. And let's take this trend line off. That looks kind of wild. Oh, we were just doing the expansion thing. Yeah. All right. So what else can we see over here? Let's go from candle bodies to those candle bodies. And you see how that line, ooh, that's really nice. When I see something like that, I'm always looking for channel ideas. And there's a technicality. We're just at the top of the channel. We could come all the way back down to 66 at that. Okay, but this is probably one of the bearish situations that we need to look at. If we're looking at this as a channel, a slight channel. Can you make that? You carry this out. You can make that argument that we are in that channel. And the rising channels have a tendency to break down more than they break up. Hopefully this one won't break down from here. It could, and then the bears will be happy. This is part of the bear flag idea right here. And then, of course, the other bearish scenario that we've got is one that we've been looking at for a while here on the channel. And it's this guy over here we talked about. Because last time we were up here, we didn't quite hit the levels, right? For this harmonic pattern. This is a harmonic reversal. I'm looking at 272 area. We went up just a little bit above it. This one's qualifying. What I am looking for this idea, if this is what we're going to do, one good confirmation of it would be that we come down, usually the 382.5 Fibonacci, come back up to this area, do a double top, do a M, and then we start heading down. That would be the godsend idea right here, where you could, take another short as we come back up into these areas. But of course, when that happens, everybody's going to be looking for higher highs if we do something like that. And it'd be easy to expect that and think that that's going to happen. But keeping this idea in mind here, this is a possible bearish reversal pattern right here. So that would be one of the bearish arguments for our current market right there. So we went over bullish scenarios and bearish scenarios here with evidence to support them both. So which is going to win out? Well, I've got to break the trend line before we see anything too dastardly happening over here. I'm going to come back over to our more bullish chart. It's not really bullish at all. We'll come down to our 15-minute and see how price is struggling here for Bitcoin. What is it? It made a higher low, so it's not. I wouldn't classify that as struggle if we're making a higher low. There's some people looking over here. I'm sure that they will see a head and shoulders pattern. It's a slanted one, and I don't put much stock into those. Some people would call it a complex head and shoulders because you got more than one shoulder pads. Like you got, this is my helmet, this is my shoulder pads. They big. I got double shoulder pads. I got big on shoulders. And a big old head, big old pointy head, big old pointy turkey head. All right, so big, but this would be the neckline on it right here, a slanted neckline. All right, and if you wanted to do that, I mean that's kind of crazy. It would take us down to 70,000, 71,000, possibly. They rarely ever meet the full measure move. They can. But what else could it be? Now the rising ones are not as bad. They're not as bearish. Okay. Well, I mean, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. It is a rising channel effect. It is bearish. But the reason it's not quite as bearish is because you do have, some higher lows over here than what you had over here. Ideally, on the head and shoulders, you want this side to be lower than this side. This one's angled up. So there's some other ways to look at it too, which is an expanding, broadening pattern. Yeah, I know, you connect the dots and see what the hell, the little pattern idea says right there. This little guy is kind of interesting. It's They actually have want you to be a rising they have like a 52% chance. I'm sorry, 52% chance to break to the downside for this little guy. And if you were to take the other thing, you might see some other people look at it this way. The symmetrical triangle, which sucks, but at least symmetrical triangles have about a 60% chance to break to the upside, especially even if they're in like a continuation pattern idea here. So if you're looking at pattern traders, I mean, that might be what you see from some of the pattern traders out here. And not that I'm not a pattern trader, I just zoom out. I'm not really worried about this stuff so much. You can see that was the perfect chance to confirm and drop for your head and shoulders, but instead she decided to roll over and get back to the 200 moving average, which is kind of bullish, people. It doesn't invalidate until we come above this right shoulder. So the idea of a head and shoulders, it could still be valid. The idea that you got a lower high, that's what I would be looking for, because what really matters is market structure instead of the shape. The shape is trying to make it easy for you to recognize market structure, right? That's what the shapes are here to do, to kind of condense the market structure down to something that you can recognize easy instead of having to dive into it too much, right? And they usually kind of works, but you can force them and then you're not getting the accurate data. But let's zoom in and see what we got. We got a lower high. We got our high, we got our lower high, and then this one was lower too. What does that spell? That spells weakness, right? And it's squeezing. It's squeezing. Now, well, it's only squeezing because we're getting higher lows. That's what's making the squeeze. If we were getting the lower lows like we should do when we get a lower high, we wouldn't be squeezing, we would be trending, right? But we're not trending down anymore. We're starting to try to trend up. We've been trending up until our little hiccup in consolidation, and that's exactly what this is, consolidation right beneath resistance, and it's staying there instead of just quickly kicking rocks and coming right back down. It's still got some fight. It's got some guts in this fight, and that leads me to the thing. We might get that little breakout of this guy and press back up. That's what I'm hoping for, especially here. This is a 15-minute time frame, and you see that our 9 moving average is getting ready to cross bullishly over that 200. We're trying to get back above the 50. 50 moving average is still above the 200. These are bullish signs, people. These are things like, yeah, we're just consolidating, y'all. So far, that's what I'm looking at. But, you know, we break out of here and take this guy out. And then we can say, oh, this idea is invalidated. Until then, this trend line is still boss saying, well, lower highs. Maybe we'll get that lower low end this time. Stop playing around. Because these guys just turn into channels, which are bullish for a breakout if we can keep this higher low partial decline idea. But if we get rejected here, we're looking back down to around where? 73,000. That number keeps coming up. So that's what I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin. We go down to my little DGen time frame over here, the 6 minute. We got a conundrum of ideas going on over here, ladies and gentlemen. This might be break out the popcorn. Is this going to roll over? Or is this going to bust on through? We got the 50 crossing the 600, your death cross. You got your 9 trying to cross the 200, which is like, hell yeah, let's speed this little train up. Well, confusing times take confusing measures, or let's just take the confusion out of the measure and let's just draw a trend line. Trend line breaks, trade's over. Trend line sticks, we're good to go. It's that simple. Love it. We made a higher high. Did we? No, we did not. I'm sorry, I spoke too soon. We need to, though, so we're trying to make that higher. Maybe we can do it before we break the trend line. Hopefully. I need to see some green over here, baby. All right, so Bitcoin is struggling, and I don't know if it's going to keep going down lower. Doesn't look like it wants to. It looks like it wants to try to go up higher. So for our stream, we're just going to keep rooting on for Bitcoin, and once it gets a little breakout and we recover this 382 Fibonacci, then we got more bullish, more reasons to be bullish. Why is a girl on the screen, man? Why is there a half lady on my screen over here? You're not supposed to be here. Something's not correct over here. Are you the same one? You're the same one. All right. No, she's still over there. Crazy. All right. We got a stray girl on the scene here. I'm sorry. I gotta take care of this. Where are you at, chick? Where are you hiding? There you, I found you. That is you. Why are you over here? All right. We kicked her off the screen there. Jenny can't have any Did we lose Jenny? Oh man, we just lost everybody over there. All right, well, we lost our dancers over here. I'm not really sure what's going on over there. Are they on strike, Sean? Is that what's going on? Were they complaining before the show or anything? Well, now Jenny's gone. I don't know. Did you piss her off?
She a MILF.
Oh, hey, our
She a
sponsor.
MILF. Part of a well-balanced diet. Every morning, yeah, you know I gotta try it. Yeah. Pour it up, milky cereal in my bowl. My bowl. Mom's in life forever, that's good for my soul. For real. Yeah. Yoga pants, coffee mug, hair in the bar.
You need us some Milky cereal today. Ladies and gentlemen, our sponsor, Milky Cereal. So glad to be sponsored by something that's so delicious, so creamy and soft and delicious. Milky Cereal. Awesomeness. Just waiting for you at every bite. Ladies and gentlemen, let me come over and say hello to everybody into the chat. Again. We got Postmodern Oddities. I'm here. Green Bear for everyone. Tony Gold says, in Road Dog we trust. Oh, thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. PMO says, Moon Turkey. Is that the new Lucy? I don't have a new Lucy yet. I haven't gotten around to doing that. I'm kind of way behind on things I'm supposed to be doing lately. I blame it on my sleep schedule, which is still crazy. We got Society X Entertainment. How's it going, my man? Good to see you. And Haven Peck's in the chat. Good to see you. How's them coins treating you? So far, so good. I got stopped out on my Zcash. I did do that. So far, we're still up. Oh, I'm finally up on that Tau short. Barely. I don't know if that's going to work out. Is it going to work out? I got a Tau short going on. And, yeah. Trying to see what's going on there. But, yeah, it's finally up. It wasn't drawdown there. I thought I was going to have to get out of it, but, so far, so good. We got, we're up 70% on our little, oh, that's the Bitcoin trade. For the ones that we've done here on the stream, still up 31% on Solana. Still letting that ride over there. Oh no, did we? Oh no. And this one's been hard, man. Boring by heart. This has been boring and slow and not very profitable. It's a 5x long on SEI, up 20%. That's good. Oh, I'm a genius. And then we got a little trade over here on Near that we took a few nights ago, and I've even added to this one a little bit. 27% up on that one. 3x trade over there, just on our tiny account, trying to grow a little tiny account. For you guys that don't know, I am a big proponent that you really want to tighten up your trading game. You don't have to have a big ass account. You know, you see these big trader gurus, they'll throw out in a $6,000 trade to have almost a gosh darn full Bitcoin position or something. And they go up and they make $200 and all excited and woo, yeah, I got out with made $200 or $500, you know. You can do this too. Yeah, if you want to risk, throw $6,000 out there on every trade. What the hell is that crap? It looks good. It looks good. Don't get me wrong. But if you really want to hone your skills, and if you got things that you need to work on, and I think I definitely have things I need to work on. This tiny account will help me. It's been helping me to tighten those things up. Those little leaks in your account, trying to figure things out, and tighten up your game. Take a tiny account, $100, $500, whatever through there. Double it 3 times. Double it 3 times. Hell, double it once is impressive, especially in the market that we've had lately. It's been easier lately since the market's been a little bit more in our favor. But it's in a choppy market, man. That's when you'll learn. That's when you'll learn right there in Chop City. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Let me come back over to the chat. I took profits amazingly yesterday. And if I'm the crypto market even blinks. And you? I was taking, yeah. I have, I think I took profit on our other Bitcoin trade. I'm kind of lost. Smash the like, says Joe. It's the easiest way to trade. Show your support and helps the channel grow. Thank you for smashing the like. Thank you, Joe. For those of you who don't know, Joe's Phil YouTube over here streams nightly at 9 p.m. and sometimes in the morning random, and also on some other crypto channels that you might be familiar with. Joe. All the cool kids hang out over there. I'm just saying. Can we look at QNT? Well, I haven't looked at that one in a minute. We sure can. Putting it on my list right here. So after the show, my software goes through the channel and gives a nice summary for what we talked about on our streams. Let me talk about this for just a moment. And everything is timestamped, so if you do miss something, where am I at? So like for instance over here in the description area. So it gives a nice little synopsis of the things that we talked about, and even breaks it down on timestamps. It does a lot better than what I used to do on timestamps. Well, actually, if we talk about certain market topics or certain observations in the market, it catches them and also timestamps them. Gives key trade setups that we go over. Like last night, we had Solana, Near, Zcash, and Grass. So that's what I got going on with our description over here. So if you're ever, looking for a certain coin, you tune in, you ask for a coin, you come back in, you missed it or whatever, the timestamps will be up and you can go back and check all that stuff out. Well, hello, darling. How you doing? Oh, we're live now. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me get back on track over here. Emo says I'm up 20%. I'm a genius. Society X says, can you show the Bitcoin versus Tether dominance comparison? Is it me or is it a complete mirror image right now? I can try that. I don't know if I'm set up to do that yet. Or I don't have a screen already set up to do that on. Maybe we can. Wait a minute. Under Bitcoin dominance. USDT. Compare mirror. Okay. Just taking little notes there so I can remember when I see it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue on. I want to take a look at our indices real quick, and this is the fun bar that kind of helps us figure some stuff out. Do I need to keep that up there? This is total 3 that we were looking. We've been in this little zone forever, and we're finally getting out of it, man. Tis awesome, is it not? Oh man, am I going to keep moving things around here by accident? I'm just trying to stretch this box out. He said stretch the box out. All right. So one thing, I mean, when you get out of a channel like this, there is one idea that you can do. Make a little measurement move, put it on top of that little channel. Suggest that we're coming up here, which is exactly what we want to do. We want to come back up and test this trend line. Ideally, in a perfect world, we just want to shoot straight through this and keep going up. But the chances are that prices, if we can continue up as far as we can, bump our head and then roll over, right? May not even make it all the way up here, right? But we got some chances to come on up. We can pull some fib levels and whatnot. But man, I know I've erased all this stuff before, dude. I'm saving this time now. Now tell me you forgot it. All right, so do our swing high, do our swing lows, and see where resistance. Yeah, we got rejected off of that 382. Looks like we're coming back with some vengeance, trying to get up above it with a little flag idea. Got support back on this little guy. All right. So let's check out and see if we can come up to our 0.5, and then of course our 618. That would be the that's just textbook right here. Go to your 618 and get rejected, right? And it's right at our main trend line that we could be going up and getting rejected at. So either way, I mean, for that to happen, that means altcoins can come up a good 5 to almost 10% before we get up there, right? Overall, altcoins looking pretty good is what I'm saying. So it's not a bad time to look at altcoins right now since they're starting to break out. And she did do her pullback. Do you think we fixed it enough? Because I mean, we did get up in high areas there. Let's check this pullback out on the locals here. All right, I think we can get a little bit more of a lift before we get a more serious pullback back to these same areas that we're kind of in here. But she needs to break out of that 382s. We're all about the 382s, it seems. Bitcoin and for resistance, and even altcoins over here. Get that's the level that we're trying to break through and having trouble. We're struggling with right now. All right, so looking at Bitcoin dominance, now that's cool. It's starting to come down, and that's exactly what we need for it to happen. It was looking like she was trying to make some higher, she made a higher high the other day, right? And that was looking kind of nerve-wracking. But now we got a lower high, and we can take a lower low May only come back down to where we were before, right down here and double bottom. I don't know, but just the fact that it comes down means that altcoins should start looking better. So looking for some altcoin trades tonight is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be focusing some more on some altcoins here tonight. And then here is the Tether dominance. And I didn't quite understand the question. Checking out Tether dominance, I guess against Bitcoin, that they look similar. This is the daily. And I don't have them layered up against each other, but I don't think I don't think I understood the question. This is what I got for Tether dominance. And what we need is to come closer to this trend line, this red trend line, because that's when we sell out of our altcoins. And when we get up closer to the top over here, which we were gosh darn close, weren't we? We really were. I didn't realize that. So this yellow line, I'm going to make it a different color over here on Tether dominance. This is usually the areas where it's a good time to buy into altcoins, the closer we are to these top areas. And this here's where we were in June and in October of 2022. And then as we were coming down, that's when the altcoins started gaining in value. March 2024, when they peaked out, was when we touched here. December 2024 and February 2025 is when we touched out again. And then our last best time to top out on altcoins was August through October, right? So every time that the market is at its peaks, that's when we're closer. We're down here on the bottoms closer, or even at this trend line. Hopefully, maybe the trend line is matured now to where we can bring it down here and hope for even lower. Need to, right? Well, the good news is now we're starting to come down in this direction instead of, heading up, at least for the last 2 weekly candles. So now I'm going to come back down to my little 4 hour, and maybe we can appreciate the drops that we're getting over here on Tether dominance here. But we do have a trend line, and we do have a little bit of support on down here. We're at 7.31%, and we might get a little bounce somewhere around 6.78. But until then, that means altcoins go up. And so my take on the market tonight is altcoins. We can start looking at them. The ones in the rounded bottoms, I think, are those going to be some of your best performers, or some of the ones to pay attention to, and ones especially on the right side of the rounded bottom in the parabolic phase, or getting ready for the parabolic phase. Those would be awesome. Those would take good. We want something. There can be some big pop-ups over here. Let's see if we can figure out what they are. This is what altcoins look like for the daily, and Siren is just taking the storm again. I guess we're gonna have to take a look at Siren and see what the hell it is again. I do not remember. We looked before one time. I thought it was a meme coin, but was it AI? Was it related to AI? I cannot remember. It's got 1 billion coins. It says something 4.meme. SirenAI.me. It's $555 million market cap. So mid-size, just graduated from the small cap and now in mid-cap status over here. And let's go over here and check out the website just to see what it is. AI analyst agent full on chain. I think, did we try this out one night? First AI analyst agent deployed on BNB chain. Oh, okay. Siren Sing will guide you through the treasure island of crypto. So we got a BNB coin that's pumping. That never happens. It never stays, but they go for a wild ride. As long as you don't get caught at the top when they finally decide to dump it down, to the very bottoms of hell. If you can make it through that, then you got a chance with the BNB project. In my personal opinion. All right, Siren, let's see what you got going on. Are you high? Are you real high? This is Siren. Let's look at it on Binance. Oh, hell yeah. We've looked at you before over here, huh? Even had a trade set up for you? All right. I never did get into this one, and I would not touch it with a. I wouldn't touch it down. Save my life. All right. I don't trust Binance smart chain projects. That come from a couple years ago when, 2 cycles ago, when Ethereum gas was too high to use, $300 just to send something or go through transactions and smart contracts. It could run up to $1,500 to do a transaction. For some people, it's crazy. Gas fees would be crazy. BNB's smart chain started taking over because it was cheap and easy, and then all the scammers started putting out scam coins over there, and it just got kind of a reputation for being a scammy place, man. And it's still got that. So she's at resistance now. I don't think I would short it just yet either, though. Yeah, Siren. There's some bearish divergence, but that I would not buy near resistance. That's all I got to say on that one. I would not buy when all my indicators on bigger time frames especially are up at the tops. This is the worst time to buy Siren. Let's take a look at River. River has been very turbulent again as lately, and we had targets up to, I think, was it $40 or something? Looking for it to do a little bit of pullback. It did go back a little bit further. It went all the way down to 1850 there. She broke the trend line. Now we got something else going on over here. Not sold on that trend line just yet. 236 got rejected there. Again, I don't see a good entry over here just yet. Would hope that it would bounce off the trend line. Maybe it comes back down to $20. You could take a little bit of risk, but it looks like she might be, after hitting that resistance over there, she might get a bigger pullback. Now your 4 hour says take a chance on it. Well, maybe you're trying to come back up to retest the top of this trend line. That could be at $25. Let's check you out on the 15-minute. You look a little frisky over here. You got a little breakout on the 15-minute. It's not really got volume behind it, so you got that going against you, but it could get a little move up, right? I still see about $25, and depending on how you want to play that, might be something. Be risky for my blood to buy that high, though. DEXE is another one. Take a look at that. We've been looking at this one for a while. She got a rejection area over here at 581, trying to pull back a little bit. Looks like it's going to continue to pull back a little bit more here. Let's zoom out to a bigger time frame here. I like to look at these things on the 4 hour. Oh, you way too damn high. Resisted off the rejection off of the 236 fib. You need to pull back. All right, too high to buy here, but definitely a good place to take profits if you've been in on it. That's at 588, 566. Not bad, man, considering it was $3. Take a look at Tron. 30 cents on Tron. That is freaking crazy. Tron, that looks like a nice little double bottom if I've ever seen one right there. I gotta say that's kind of shapely. Look at that. Look at that. Is that a mole? Is that hair sticking out of the mole? I don't know what that is. There's something right there. Not that we're complaining. The roundiness with the butt crack. We got butt crack over here on Tron. Tron, you're too expensive to send stable coins on right now. You're charging more than Ethereum's charging. How do you explain that crap? 618 pullback right there. Opium targets at 55 and 60 cents. Don't know if that's going to happen yet or not, but I gotta say, you're looking kind of nice here. Did we leave this idea? We still got the curve. Follow our trend lines out here. You're trying. You're trying. All right, let's pull our fibs from low to high over here. Right underneath that wick to the very top there. Oh, 618er. I can do you local over here too. Let's see if we got confluence with our other pull. Yeah, our 1272 is coming right in, or 886 level. That's our confluence right there. So we're looking right around this area, about 42 cents for Tron. If we continue up higher there. So if we can get a breakout right here, which she's trying to do, I don't know if that's going to continue. The 200 moving average is over here, but notice how the how it's stacked up: 800, 600, 300, purple, yellow, 200. They're in good order. And what else is happening over here with these moving averages? Got the 9 crossing that 360 right there, and that's helping us to come up. It's coming up to the 200. That's looking good. Let's go to the 4 hour. Ribbon flip happening over here on the 4 hour. Tron's getting ready to move. That's what it looks like to me. That's what I'm rolling with. I'm rolling with Tron's getting ready to move. That's crazy talk. Really? I'll make a trade on Tron? You going to buy the top? That's a breakout. Not a breakout trader. I can be, but it's not my favorite. I like to buy the bottom of the trend lines when I'm really trying to look for something, but hey. There we go. Tron, you make me think you might be able to do some stuff here. Could I get in at 30.5 cents? It's just fractions of a penny down from where we are right now. It makes me want to put an order in and then put my stop loss down at 29.5 cents, and that gives me a whole penny to work with. I'm checking it out. TRX, what you got going on over here, TRX? Might be taking a Tron trade over here. Let me see. It's 30.77 over here on this exchange, 30.80 over here. So I'm going to put me a little limit order in over here at 30.5. It's just fractions of a penny down from where we are right now. Not very big. 3x. Let's take it up to, actually, I'm going to take it up to 5x on this one. Stop loss will go at 25.5. Oh, that's too much for me to do right there. All right. Well, I can't do too much then. Gives me a 2-to-1 to our target up there. Not the greatest. Could we get in cheaper? All right. I'm going to wait on, I'm going to cook on this one. Can I put a limit order in over here? I'm going to wait on this one to see if we get the retest or if we break back into it. This is a 15-minute time frame. But if we're going to keep the trend, I would expect to bounce off that 50 right there. That's coming in at 36. Come back to this one. Let's see if we've got any other better trade setups out here. But Tron's one to look at. Arrow is another one I want to take a look at. Aerodrome. I'll come back to you guys here. We're going to take a look at QNT. That was a request that we had. Take a look at that one after I get through with Aerodrome over here. Here's Aerodrome on KuCoin. How are you looking? We're at basically 35 cents. Zoom out to the 4 hour. Ooh, I don't see any nice bottoming patterns here just yet. I mean, you could take a chance on it, but there's nothing that's screaming out to me other than the fact that we got above the 200 moving average, but we have been for a while, right? 33, 34, 35. It's okay. It's trying to do something over here. Check our trend lines out. Check our fibs out. 0.36. We're in the zone of accumulation. The smart money zone. This is the smart money zone right here. This is where the slow accumulation phase comes in before they start taking it up here and start selling it off as retail starts chasing in, right? So these little guys are selling in stages as we go up for all that they buy down here, taking profits along the way, and that's what I try to do too. So you can get you a big bag and then you just lighten up on the way up, baby. All right, so next major target I'm looking at for is 41 cents out of Aerodrome. She's trying to do it. Let's come down. We're on the 4 hour. Okay, we're above the 200. Look at that nice move out of that blue 50 moving average right here. How it came down and did a 180. Just going on the roundabout right there. Just turned right around. So this wasn't a ribbon flip. The flip already happened. This was a ribbon turnaround. That's bullish. Higher highs, higher lows. You're looking more interesting to me. Tron's got a breakout idea. This one doesn't yet, but this one might take a little while before it does anything, so there may be some opportunity cost. Let me take care of Q&T. That was for a request. Look at it on Binance. Look at $70. Well, that's a lot better than 62. Here on the 4 hour, ribbon flip trying to go on. Hadn't quite happened yet, but look what's coming up. Golden cross trying to happen right there. Let's identify our resistance areas here. Ooh, looks like we got back into an Adam and Eve idea. You got an Adam and Eve double bottom idea trying to form. A possible is the correct way to phrase that, ladies and gentlemen, is to phrase this. A possible, nicely, if it does, a possible Adam and Eve forming. And if we can break out, it confirms. And sometimes they'll flag out above it. Sometimes they will shoot on up and come back and retest. Sometimes they don't even come back and retest. Sometimes they come up and roll the hell over. All right. So that's why we wait to say it's possible. Because there's lots of gurus out there that don't do this possibility aspect. It's like, well, it's definitely Adam and Eve to the upside, and before it even confirms, and maybe it doesn't ever turn into an Adam and Eve. Maybe it was just a gosh darn trend line that just broke to the downside. Calling things too early. Possible. One of the best lessons I learned from my mentor, because that changed the game for me when I realized, probabilities, possibilities. Yeah. I can't talk in absolutes over here. Can't say definitely going to do this or it's this. It's making this pattern. I know it's going to make it's going to head and shoulder over here. You don't know what the hell it's going to do. I mean, you might get lucky, or you might just be forcing crap. You might be a little freaking delusional out there, and you're thinking it's easy to happen. Until you kind of figure out why the hell, you're a genius when the trend's going in your favor, right? Things are going up and you're long in everything, I don't know, whatever your favorite pattern is, cup and handle flags, whatever you're seeing over here. But then when that stops working, what do you do? When the trend changes or it goes choppy and suddenly that stuff doesn't work anymore. You got upward trends, you got consolidations, and you got downward trends. That's pretty much all you have. And so you need several different strategies to kind of apply to those conditions, right? You definitely don't want to do flags to the upside all the time during a consolidation phase. You just get chopped the hell out. All right. So here we're trying to flip these ribbons here on the 4 hour Q&T. $78.48 is where we are, and I hadn't got far on this at all. I have a swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. 74.46, that area. 70. Not quite 74.50 is the main target we're going to be looking for, but it needs to take out this other high, so I think we might have a little bit more to it. We're going to zoom out a little bit more. That was a little bit on the local. I think we might have a more important Fibonacci just a little higher. Or lower. Well, my goodness. It's broken up through there before. It should break up there again. I want a bigger target than 74. I think there's a bigger target than 74. 74 is a good one, but it can also go above these moving averages, like the 800, 600. I know they're bearish and everything, but it can go up a pretty good clip above there. And I'm trying to figure out, well, where is that little guy? Let's also look and see what happened over here. 886, 786. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, we definitely want to put this little guy on there too. $96. That's a little hopeful right now. All right, draw our trend lines and see, we got a breakout going on with a little bit of volume here. Moving averages are starting to turn around, starting to try to get the flippening to happen here. It hasn't quite happened yet. Bullish cross has not happened. There is a very good chance when you're making these double bottoms down here, these W patterns, that you'll come back down to these areas. Maybe not quite touch the breakout because it could be a wave structure. I don't think. I think it would. The count would start down here though. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'd be more concerned about. Yeah. Okay. So might be coming all the way back down and retouch this. It might actually touch it. It's doing. I don't know. If it doesn't and it just goes just doesn't quite touch it, and there's a little gap between them, that's even better. That's even better. But we're looking back at coming back down to just a little bit. What was it, $70? Maybe around 60, upper 167s. If I were going to put a fib on it, I would be looking for my 382s. And you probably are looking for something that resembles some kind of pennant or flag shape for this idea. So about 68.15 would be your 382. Might go a little bit lower than that. All right, Q and T. What about targets for you though? Do we get them all? 74. I really like 85, but I'm seriously, this 76. I wouldn't doubt if it tries to go to 76 or 77 just to try to take this one out. It needs to. It might come back down before it gets up there. Here's what we will do to get those targets. We're going to go over 113 Fibonacci from our swing high to swing low. That'd be our high target. There we go. Now we got some confluence for that one here, though. All right, locally, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gasoline. Now the charts are starting to talk to us. Now we got them. Trying to dial it in for some local targets over here, but so from where we are now, we went to our first target, main target. We're looking for 11% and then 14% gains. These are the two main ones I'm actually looking for. After, to take this one out. If he makes a lower high here and can't get past the red line, well, then we're looking for probably, hopefully, it could be spelling a lower low over here, right? But we got to break out. We need to hope for the best here. QNT. I'm looking for 78 or 80. Let me come back over to the chat, talk to you guys. Toby boy. How's it going, Toby? Good to see you. We got lots of deleted messages over here by Rogue Shadow. Tao, I know it's you, soul. PMO. Oh, by Stragaheart. What? Oh, Strega did it. I thought she did it, or he, she. I thought she did it herself. Strega did it. Okay. Wait a minute. Now I scrolled down. Now there's a bunch more messages I didn't see. Okay. Here we go. Now we got Anita's in the house. How you doing, Anita? Can you please look at ladies? We can take a look at ladies. So far tonight, we've done Siren, we done River, we did DEXE, we did Tron, Aero, and QNT. We did do DEXE, right? got Scar in the house. How's it going, Scar? DP's in the house. Squirrel! And PMO is asking for M, Dash, and Hype. Okay. Dash sounds interesting. Hype was about 41 last I looked at it right before the show. And it doesn't sound like it's a good place to enter. I missed my opportunity on Hype when it was like $27, $28 or whatever it was. Oil. Not having very much luck here on oil. It looked like she was trying to roll over here on that full hour. Yeah. Oh wait a minute. Now I see I might have to take might have to save my ass over here on oil. Pardon me just a moment. Oh, I'm not in a position? Wait a minute. I got the janky Coinbase app at. Am I in one? Okay, I'm not in one. Then I'm not worried about it. All right, cool. Let's carry on here. I think I'm going to start shorting oil. Or at least this one. I think the other oil might do all right. But I just got this sneaky suspicion that anytime that we get close to $100 on oil, that the reserves are coming out to help drive the prices down. I think there's strategic reserves. I think it's strategic selling. As soon as we get up close to 100, they start coming out and driving us back down. I don't think we're going to be able to get back up. I don't think the government's going to allow it to happen for a minute unless things get really, really bad. But now we're starting to get some rollover signs over here, so I'd be cautious with it. We're below the 200 moving average on the tiny 15, but the 4 hour look like it's rolling over too. Let me take a look at let's take a look at M. Crypto. This is I believe it's, I thought it was Monad, but it's not Monad, is it? I'm in crypto. MemeCore. Okay, MemeCore. That's it. MemeCore. Gate.io's got it. This is it on spot. Let's zoom out to the daily. Okay, MemeCore. See what you're doing over here. This one's been up to almost $3, and it's not quite $2. It's been down as low as what, about $1.20, $1.20, something through that. Clearly testing support resistance area right now as we speak between the two channels that we've been in. We've been in the basement level of the split level house, and we'd like to go back up to the main living quarters. Maybe even explore to see if there's an attic up here at some point. Swing high to swing low. You're at 382. About your third time being there. About time to pop on up, baby. Sweet spot, I think, is going to be about 229. That's going to be your 618. That's going to be your most notable little area of resistance. Good little, best little place to take profit. And you can get some traction about 209. I'm not going to put that one up here. It may be what it does, goes higher. You know, just it may be the one you need to do just to take some profit. In case it does a higher high and then comes back down to these areas about 164, because that could happen. But the real sweet target is 229 in my personal opinion. Moving averages are trying to flip over. This is on the day. Let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah. That's what we want to see here. Starting to flip over. We're above the 200. Still got some more work to do over here, but the smaller ones have flipped. 9 moving average is still down about 174. 21 is down about 160. So that idea of getting rejected over here and coming back down, yeah, that could still happen as we accumulate under here in these zones. But she's a trying. Definitely had a good area to take some profit at 191. You just left at 150. You got some. That's a pretty good come up. So if you caught that breakout or were in before the breakout, looking at least about 30% gains there. Not, yeah, definitely a good place to take profit. It's just on spot by itself. All right, let's take a look at, ladies and gentlemen, the turkey has to leave for just a second. Don't normally have to do this, but I gotta go pee. So we're gonna do milky cereal while I'm gone.
She a MILF, part of a well-balanced diet. Every morning, yeah, you know I gotta try it. Yeah. Pour it up, milky cereal in my bowl.
I'll be right back.
My bowl. Mom's in life forever, that's good for my soul. For real. Yeah. Yoga pants, coffee mug, hair in a bun, dropping kids at school, then she still having fun. Grocery cart queen, turning the house to a runway. Got me trying to volunteer, pick up on the money. She got lipstick stains on a stainless cup. Got a meeting at 9, still glowed up. Packing lunches, packing curves, I'm in trouble. Every little side hug, feeling like double. She a MILF, part of a well-balanced diet. Every morning, yeah, you know I gotta try it. Ooh, pour it up, milky cereal in my bowl. My bowl. Mom's in life forever, that's good for my soul. Yeah. Car line flirt, just a look, no talk. Fitbit ringing from the power walk. She said, baby, I got PT here tonight. I'm like, cool, I'll be grading homework right. Got a tote bag full of snacks and secrets. When she wink once, I know I'ma keep it. Mother, I like to. I behave, but I daydream wild every time she waves. She a MILF, part of a well-balanced diet. Every morning, yeah,
Milky cereal is the hero you need. Crunchy and delicious.
Oh my God, Sean, light a match next time, man, or give me a warning. Oh my God, that was disgusting. I walked in there and just got affronted by, oh, gang of maggot, Sean. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 17 people hanging out with me. Let me give you the clap.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Somebody hit the wrong button. All right, we're taking a look at Dash over here on, I guess, Binance. What are you doing, Dash? Let's see if we can get over here to a daily chart. That looks interesting. She's still at $35. Man, this thing has held up really nice. How low did it get? 30? What, about a week or two ago, got down to 30? It's really been holding up pretty well. And we've never gotten back down to the 20s, where we were at. Last time we were in the 20s was in September of last year. So looks like all the people buying here are like really holding on. Interesting. Okay. Swing low to swing high. The other thing that's making sense is going from the very, very low to the very, very high, and we're getting our 86 Fibonacci. Right here at the 800 moving average and the 360 and all those. All right, let's do a little reverse engineering here. Go from low to high again. So I got one level just not been touched yet, so I got to keep my ideas open for that one just in case. But the 886 from the bigger move, that should have a little bit more strength. All right, so we got a possible bottom that we're going in, 800 moving average on a daily. That should be a good little possible. That should be a double. That should be a bottom area. 200 moving average is coming right in at our 236 Fibonacci. That's where I would be looking for. That is also the area we got rejected right over here when we were there last time. And we are just right at the area that we're at now, getting rejected out of was the bottom area over here, right? So as these moving averages are starting to bounce and do a 180 off the 800 moving average, I think we got some chances to get up there. You got the breakout. You don't have the volume just quite yet for it. You did have it with the candle breakout, so that's good. There was an increase in volume, so legit buys. Not as legit as was over here. Well, that was a lot, and not as much as was over here. All right, Dash is looking kind of interesting. Maybe a little slow going. Let's go to the 4 hour. Oh, no. Look at you on the 4 hour. You're looking kind of feisty. You're looking feisty. Hasn't got the golden cross yet. Now she might be coming down lower according to this trend line, suggesting that if we take a little bit of a dip, we might be testing about $34. Might be losing $1.70 or something off of it. But when you can think about going to $45 for your next major target, it's pretty good. And this little zone right up through here. So I'm seeing us get back to $40 and then try to go to 43. Between 43 and 44 there, and ultimately trying to hit up to 45. And this is the accumulation phase for what it has potential to do. And as you've seen, we've seen it go up to 96 and I think even higher, right? Went up to $150 in November last year. So from 150 and we're down at 30. Yeah, could be a play. Could be a play. Could be a play. All right, let's take a look at hype. And then we'll do ladies. So we hit our target area over here. Our other main target area is should be working up to is, wait a minute, is that 113? She's at a 272 right now. Yeah, it's at a 272 right now. What are you doing right here? So she's at some toppy areas. This is the 4 hour. Where's the 200? 200's down here at 31. All right, so I'm going to point out some things here. You got rising price, right? Rising tops, but you also got some falling volume over here. Now, it's had a few little volume spikes, but overall it's coming down as the price is going up, meaning that this is starting to get a little bit weaker. Let's get rid of some of these older lines over here. Let's zoom out, because I was zooming in to get these local targets, and that should be a high. Of course, it can go up to 44 even. I think even with this pull. I got. Yeah, we're still in range. Still hit that $44 target if it wants to keep going up. But she's at an area where she needs to be slowing the hell down here soon. It's already came and took out this high. That's all it needs to do right now. I mean, that's very ambitious to think that it'll come over here and take this one out. I mean, it can. I mean, I'm not going to say it won't, but I'm not as hopeful that it would just yet. Not time yet, I don't think. Alexa, skip. What are we listening to? What's it going to put me to sleep?
Mr. Nakamoto, Bitcoin dips through shadows where the white paper floats.
All right, so anything that looks bullish like it can keep going up. 9's over the 21 on the 1 hour. There's resistance, but I think it's going to try to break through that 272. If I had my fib up, I'd be looking at a 141, but ultimately, I mean, it's right up here in the same area. So it looks like we're trying to come up here for hype. All right, so maybe about $2 more coming out of it. It's still a good place to take some profit if you haven't already, but 44 might be one of the better places to take profit out of hype. Looks like she could be going up a little bit more there. Let's take a look at ladies or Anita. And KuCoin's where we look at that. Usually 4-hour chart. It has been up lately. I noticed my bag's growing. And here look. Our little curved line thing we've been trying to break back into. Or did we redraw that? We may have redrew it. No, I don't think we did. It still hasn't, but it's just riding right underneath it. I'm going to get rid of it right now. It's just So we're climbing up through the ribbon. That's what we were expected to do. Take all these older, lower targets off of here. Ribbon flipping and happening, and now we're above the 800 moving average. And if you put your limit order right up in these areas, we talked about the possibility of putting it back up in these areas, and I think we even kind of spelled out, to try to put it, a trend line. Did we ever? Yeah, you could have pulled a fib and did a 786. All these different ways you could have done it. It did respect that 886, didn't it? I bet you got an 886 from this one right here. Yeah. So putting limit orders over there, definitely a way to play it. I mean, it hangs out around here, right? It comes up, it comes down. If you're buying it down here at the bottoms, and then look at the last bottom where it was down here, it went up 30%. Just spiked up. If you had a limit order sitting there, boom, you just made 30% off of whatever you bought here. If you've been in it from lower, which I know Anita has, let's just imagine the very bottoms, because I think Anita's mine from that spiked up to 76%. Now where we are now is 54% in those bottoms. So it's trying, making higher lows, had the little fake out. Now this should be a stronger move, right? Since this is considered a fake out or bear trap. Should be a stronger move. So what gets wick might get candlesticked, and we might be working our way back up here. Hopefully we're running out of our bottoms keep getting higher, so we keep spiking up. You're going to have to start spiking up higher. You're going to have to do some more spiking, man. Your spiking is not good enough. You got to up your spiky game. Look, you're about to come to the top of the spiky levels you've been to. What's going to happen? Maybe we're going to drop. I don't think so. Hope not. With this ribbon flip is looks very bullish. I'm falling asleep here listening to this music. Oh, that helps. Alexa? What is this? This is the Simon and Garfunkel version of Mr. Nakamoto. This is the Simon and Garfunkel version of Mr. Nakamoto.
Here's to you, Mr. Nakamoto. Bitcoin drifts through shadows where the white paper flows.
All right, that's going to put me to sleep. Alexa, skip.
Can't get no altcoin action.
I can't. I clap when I hear the beat, but when I play the music back, I'm always off beat, whatever I do, even with my cowbell. That's why you don't hear me try to actually do the actual cowbell beat things to any kind of songs. Now my microphone doesn't pick up my cowbell as much. I got some jams going. We need some dancers out here. I think we need some dancers out here. We're kind of, well, I mean, we got those, but what happened to Jenny? Oh, I think we found the original Jenny. Alrighty, let's come back over to our altcoins. We got some more coins to look at tonight. Tonight's not nearly over. It's an hour 35 in. We just now finished up MemeCore. Ticker is the letter M. We just did Dash. We did Hype, Hype. We did Ladies, Ladys, for my AI that's going to put my timestamps out later tonight. We're going to take a look at, I think we might have already looked at grass, but we'll look at it again. I can't remember. This is grass on MemeCore, 42%. We looked at this one recently. We need to find that. Where did we look at it? I wasn't here. How about MemeCore? Oh, well, we'll look at MemeCore now. Oh, we've been here before. It's been a minute. It's not our recent one. We did this recently. And I think I actually took a trade on it. I think I got stopped out. Not in it, but it's up. Yeah, this thing was down at 21 cents. Now it's at 43. Let's 236 it on down. Let's use that technique to scale down our 236s. That's a good technique. They overlap with confluence.
I can't get no relief from the 24 screen. Notification screaming like a bad dream. Every dip's a trap, every pump's a tease. Still I reload the wallet, still begging please. Try to find the alpha, try to beat the game, but the game's rigged sideways, always the same. I can't.
We just broke out of one of our 236 zones right here. I'll suggest we go with this one. 50 cents, 61 cents, and 71 cents are our target. 71 being the sweetest one to be going with, the one I would be looking for. Taking out this higher high over here, got to do that. May not do it before that. You may get taken out over at 61 with the lower high. Right here at the 0.5, so I'd keep that in mind. Two great little profit taking areas for your accumulation area right down here for Graciola. Coming from 43 to 61 cents, that's quite the come up. However, if you really want to be impressive, you will take out this guy over here and go for the 71, and that would be 63% gains versus the almost 40% gains at 61 cents. Come down to the 4 hour and let's see how we're looking over here. Oh, she wanting to come back and do a little retest. That gives us a chance to get an entry for this little guy. Ribbon flip is starting to happen over here. Might actually get back in on this one. I'm going in at 39 cents. I'm going to put me a limit order in for 39. So I'm at 5x. That should be reasonable. Stop losses need to go right over here. I'm going to put it right below. I'm on the 1 hour time frame over here. I'm going to put it at 34.4. Trigger price, we saw that we wanted 61. I'm going with 61. Scale this down so that I can keep my risk under control for what I can lose here on this tiny account. And put my limit order in and wait to get hit. Let me check the 42.91 over here. We're at 42.9. Okay, that should be close enough. Draw my trend line over here, make sure it lines up good. Yeah, we should be able to get to that. Well, if it takes off without me and doesn't come down and hit me, I think it should get me. All right. right, so got one sitting there waiting for it to come and get me. If it does come and get me, I don't see why it shouldn't. 200s below these guys. We're still kind of, you know, got some sandbaggy gravity pulling down on us. All right, so that's grass. VVV, that one gets on a tear. Right now it's on a pullback, and it might be a good chance to buy some of this. This is VVV on, oh, we're looking at this idea. We lost the trend line. Oh, you might be coming back for a more serious pullback. I kind of can't see that if altcoins are going to be pumping up, though. So I don't know that this pattern is going to confirm, but if it did, it would be a very bullish one. But I can't take a long because, well, we made a lower high, and maybe working on a lower low over here is what I'd be looking for. Might be still could be a short going on for it. That's crazy. Tighten up my trend lines here. Bear trap idea, nice move up. Now we broke down into it for real. Overall, things look pretty decent, right? What we got over here on our bigger time frames for you? Okay, we're gonna have to change up our music. Got it on a slush. What happened? All right, we're listening to the Greedy High album. All right, so don't know what's going on with BVV right now. She looks a little bearish. I can't get into a long just yet. I'm not seeing a good long coming in just yet. We're not seeing the ribbon flips or anything like that we've seen on the other setups. We're seeing the opposite. We're seeing them break down. We're seeing things below the 9, below the 21, below the 50, below the 100, coming back down toward the 200, maybe even lower. 618 Fibonacci, 393. Keep your eye on that one. But with what we got going on here, it could find herself, hate to say it, but let's see what happens. All right, VVV, I don't have anything there, but let's take a look at Syrup. Syrup against USDC. How about over on KuCoin? 25 cents right now. Let's zoom out and take a look at this one. How are you looking, baby? Ooh, hadn't looked at you in a minute since back over here for resistance. And now, look, we popped off of that for support. Well, that's crazy how that works. All right, let's go from swing low to swing high. 786 Fibonacci areas where we bounced off, baby. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it so much. Possible bottom, possible not. We could still be working our way down to the 886. I don't see a reason for it that I can identify right now, though. I don't think that counts. So you might be sticking here. Let's see if we can get some other clues. She's got a red dot on the daily saying she need to calm down. You too high, baby. You too high at 25 cents. And I'm like, really? Oh, do tell. Popping down to the 4 hour now. Rejected off the 360. Those are still in bearish formations, but we got a ribbon flip happening on our minor 5 moving averages over here. We're above the 200. Looks like we're coming back to retest this 50, maybe a little bit lower. I'm gonna be looking for this 382 area right here. She may come lower. She may. 2440 looks kind of cool to me. I'm kind of wanting to get me a little Seraphim. And oh, be wild if you were to bounce here, you could get your 2. Elliot. Now, how the hell did you count that? 3, 4. Yeah, I'm seeing the 4. So, okay, me and Elliot kind of agree, even though he counted it weird. It could bounce from where we are right now. I don't like a cloud. We come into the cloud to get down here, then that kind of spells lower and breaking trend lines and stuff. But the scenario where we bounce right here and we put a gap between us and the lower high, that goes into Elliott wave theory, giving us a working on our 3 wave. Or a 4th wave, I'm sorry, a 4th one on the downside. I don't agree with all this, Elliot. You're saying we're 5th wave out. But if we do get a bounce, can we get a bounce? Let's see. Let's go into smaller time frames and see if it's looking like it's respecting it. No, I don't see how. Okay, I don't see that holding with the rollovers we got going on over here. Okay, all right, so that idea is probably not going to happen. We probably are looking for bomb the trend line or 24 cents. Okay, it was worth looking at. It just moving averages don't suggest that's quite possible. As possible is what I'd hope for. Nice flip of the moving averages though, so maybe doing a bigger. In other words, this is not going to be the 1-2 I was looking for, or the 3-4, but this could be a big 1-2 in Elliott speak, especially if this one comes back into this area and overlaps over here, or especially here at the 382. So I'm looking for at least a 382, maybe a little bit lower, 24.50. See what we can get out of that. As for syrup, take a look at Uniswap. Look at you, what is this? Well, I would expect Binance to have a decent chart. Okay. Uniswap is at $4 right now. Let's zoom out to the daily because she's getting a little bit of love, I think. Look, a little head and shoulders to the downside. And I think we're getting ready to come back in here and make that a bear trap. That seems kind of expensive for you, Uniswap. I guess because we seen you down to 3, but you're holding your price level pretty well. And all this drop that we've had, she hasn't come back down to like $1.50 and hung out like she did for the longest time before. Gosh, was it that long? Where the hell was that? Where was your $1.50 prices? Has it been that long? Oh my gosh. Having flashbacks from 2 cycles ago, I guess. Alright, so it looks like a big ass falling wedgie for you pattern traders out there, and you know how those do. Those are very good. Wouldn't it be crazy if we could get back up to $19 on Uniswap where we were last year? Were you really? In 2024. Oh yeah, our second spike up in 2024. Uniswap is $19 freaking dollars. Sucked to have bought that flag to the upside, right? Didn't know about that top. All right, well let's dial you in here. 620 looks really good for a distant target. So is 875 for a distant target. Let's do something a little bit more local here.
Correction or crash, the waist and knife twist. Dreams of riches fade into the mist. Gurus claim new peaks, but the highs don't come. Whale sales hit hard, leaving us numb. One day palm frenzy.
All right, so this was there about 464.
Almost tapped out, my patient one thing. Exhausted from the ground, where does it end? Chase the highs, but they slip through my grip. Frustrated, soul exhausted from the trip. Lost gains haunt me, opportunities ghosts.
We can go a little bit higher too.
Waiting for the most. Hold that spark, the golden ray, cuts the gloom. Know that dream.
So we never came back to the October lows on this one. Some people might say this is a bull flag, or it might just be trying to make some kind of bottom. I see a little sliver of green come over here out of this big thick cloud that we're in, and I take that as a good sign. If you're looking for a local breakout, we can go from candle bodies there, come through here. It already got it. No volume behind it. Lackluster. All right. Let's come down to the 4 hour and see what's happening over here with our moving averages. See if we got the ribbon flip happening over here. We do. It happened way back over here. Starting to flip her upper. Looking kind of good and juicy over here for Uniswap. Like she wants to go up and do something, eh? Ooh. That's amazing, eh? Like, check the line out, dude. Check it out, eh? Like, we drove from like top to top to top over here, eh? Like, look. Could be like some support, eh? Talk about it. Might be a beaut to go up here, eh? Right over here. Yeah, I think like 458, eh? Looks good. Looks really good. I think it looks really good. Ladies and gentlemen, let me come over to the chat here. Can you please look at ladies? We did look at ladies. Grass or weed? Tomorrow ain't here yet. I know, right? That makes me jonesing for something. I don't know. Is it time for some good-ass coffee again? Have we done our good-ass coffee break tonight?
The morning's gray. The clock's a foe. The world outside moves slow, so slow. But there's a spark, a golden glow. Good ass coffee's here, you know. Oh, the best part of waking up is good ass coffee in your cup.
Can you take a look at Hype? We did take a look at Hype. It is back just a little bit. We went over pretty decently, I think. And also there will be timestamps on the show later tonight. Gives me, I don't know, give me about 30 minutes. Sometimes it doesn't even take that long to get my timestamps up and everything. It's more if I remember to do it immediately after the stream. But yeah, we went over several coins tonight. We went over Siren. We went over River. Went over DEXE. We went over Tron. Went over Aerodrome. Went over QNT, Quant. Went over Ladies, LADYS, for my AI. We went over MemeCore, ticker symbol is the letter M. We went over Dash. Went over Hype after Dash. Then we hit off on Grass. We hit VVV and Syrup. And then we ended up with a Uniswap. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. We're going to take another look at Bitcoin, and then I think we're going to wrap up this show as we're just coming into our 2-hour mark, which is still too damn long for a stream, in my personal opinion. This is Bitcoin on the tiny ass 6-minute time frame. We're at 74,400. Are you back up there? Wait a minute. Which one are we on here? Which 382 are you? Are you the main 382? Holy crap, are we back up there? Hazel to the Yazzle, we are. Where we M top, we came down, we made a higher low, and now we're back up here. These areas have been some good short areas. I'm just saying, I don't know if is it a short area now? Or do we have a breakout? There's nothing volume wise there. There may be another short over here. 50 moving average has crossed negatively over the 200 here on the smaller time frame. Are you about to lose that night? We went from 74,600, we're at 74,500. I believe I'll do it over here. I was going to do it on my phone, but I remember, we got it over here. We're going to close out our long. Actually, I want to reverse it. All right, so I just took profit on that one and just reversed my little trade, and I watch it bump up to the upside. Take my little happy ass stop loss and put it right over here. All right. Whoa, how many is that? Oh, that's too damn high. I'm on the 1 hour. Yeah, I thought it's like my stop loss is too high, man. What's up with that? That doesn't look right. Can't lose that much. Right here, let me just take you right over here. So we go up for a higher high. I might be a little cooked on here. I could put my stop loss right over here to these other guys that we didn't make it above. But that's starting to go into my profits that I just took, so I don't want that. keep my profits under wrap here. All right, so I'm taking a little bit of a short. It's a little speculative, but we are at areas that we come back down, and we have this could be our lower high here. Could still be working on a higher high. Could be, but these are areas we're beneath the 382. We lost the 382 again, basically. Every time we've been losing our 382s, we've been coming down some. So just what I'm going to try. You don't have to try. You still got a breakout idea that we're just coming back for a retest of it, right? Could be coming back and bounce right the hell up, and I just shorted for no reason. You ruined your long entry. Screw that long entry. This is choppy weather over here. Taking a minute before we get our final move in, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you for being here. If you haven't hit that like button, if you don't mind, before
For
you
those
leave.
of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Going to the end screen, and there are, I think, at least one more new song. If you didn't catch the new ones in the intro, at least one of them is going to be playing in the end screen. We're going to hear it right now. So, thanks for hanging out.
I take my coffee black, same as my mood. Scroll through the feed at 3 a.m., feeling screwed. Green candles flirting, red ones cut me deep. I tell myself I'm fine, but I can't even sleep. I could cash out clean, walk away tonight,
Did I miss something?
but the chart keeps whispering.
Oh, I didn't see this, Eric. Sorry about that.
It's just a little dip, it's just a little pain. I'll average down harder, do it all again. You're too sweet to sell, too sweet to sweet, too sweet to sell. Oh, you're too sweet to sell, too sweet to sell. I know I should take profits, I know I should be gone, but you're too sweet to sell, too sweet to sell. You're too sweet to sell, too weak to sell. I'm too weak to sell you, too sweet to sell. I see the Lambos flexing on the timeline feed. Gurus preaching patience while they play.
Turn the music down. All right, so Sarek says, that says T8N. Are you in Tennessee? Says, it's had quite a strange things been noticing. So you can get good entries, but when it comes back down, I guess. This is like the market makers as well as go test for or challenge the stop loss. Past like 5 trades have been down like half and come out in a profit. So you're going through a lot of drawdown, and they're coming down close to your stop loss and just not quite getting you. And I mean, and that can happen. It just means you got to work on your entry a little bit, or the method that you enter. So. How can we say that? One way you could, instead of doing all of one position, you can layer in, pyramid in, have multiple little orders that get gradually bigger as the price comes down to your level and wicks through, and then you build a bag kind of in the middle. And it sounds like that would help your entry be in a little bit better, where you wouldn't go in as much drawdown when they come. It sounds like if they're not getting your stops, then it sounds like you're doing pretty good on your stop loss and finding a good area for it. And if they're coming down to your stop loss, you got it there, and they're just coming back down to it and just merely missing it. Yeah, your stop loss gain sounds pretty good then. It sounds like it's the entry idea, or if you scale in. Maybe you should see about scaling in, or finding a better trigger for your entry idea. So I don't know what kind of trading system you got. If you're like buying breakouts like this, and you got a stop loss down here, well then, yeah. See that this is an area where, you can nibble here and take a chance on it. But if you're going to have your stop loss down here, why not have some orders down there too? Just in case, stronger, bigger orders closer to your stop loss. That could be an idea. Some people And this gets more into like your institutional traders. They will do things like this. Where most people will put a stop loss is where they're putting their entry. So like here, some people will put a stop loss here. Some people put their stop loss over here. And this is where your institutional monies will put their buy orders in, and they're cool with it. They don't care. I mean, if it comes down and hit, awesome, nailed it. If it comes down and misses it, they're cool. They'll just take this same setup and put it up at the next one, right? And eventually they're going to happen. They'll just take it and put it up at the next, you know. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. I think I understood what you said. I may have been totally off though. I missed Ethereum. Oh wow, 2,300 on Ethereum? Hell yeah. Oh, look at you, Ethereum. Oh shoot. We got the fib time scales out for. Oh, looky there. We got a little something over there. We got a little something over here. I haven't looked at these time scales in a long time. You guys ever seen the fib times? Look at this. How well does it line up? Let's see. How well does it line up for catching these bottoms? This one's off a little bit. How does it line up for catching some bottom ideas? Got this one. Not a bottom here. Oh, I mean, there was, but it went back up, but there's a bigger bottom over here. Got this one right in that area, and almost got this one. Almost got this one. It might be time to take a new fib circle. Oh, we're looking at Ethereum over here, coming from our bottoms. Oh, we hit it. We hit our 236 over there. Now we're pulling back. We got a trend line resistance over here. I think we're headed toward 2583. Might have to pull back a little bit before we get there. But that is where... Oh, wait a minute. I mean, back up here. I cut through some thing. I cut through. Oh, that's what, yeah, it's a main trend line over here. Yeah, that's still going to be resistance. Hopefully we can get back into it and do a bear trap like we did last time. See, last time we fell below here and got back in, retested it, and then shot up. That's what we want to see happen again. That's kind of cool. Let me get these lines off. All right, so Ethereum looking kind of interesting. Well, this has been a long way back. Nice rounded bottom on the Ethereum. Yeah. I'm at least looking for that, and then we're starting to come back up into these areas closer to 3,000. Nice. Since they're blowing past it, like grinding and slowly, like I remove my stop loss. I probably need to, if you can go into the Telegram, and I don't know, or you could DM me privately, or you can just mention it over here in the lounge or something. Kind of describe what's going on a little bit better, and maybe I can understand. You know, I can understand the context a little bit better, or any kind of screenshots or any kind of or drawings or something that you can post. Help me get a better feel for what you're saying over there. Might have some other things to share. I'm not being disciplined like I should be, but what is that called? Drawdown, yeah, when you go in the negative, especially your perpetual futures and all that too. But it was helpful. Okay, I hope it was helpful. But yeah, just get to the lounge area over there and just kind of give me a little bit of a rundown, a little bit more information there. ETH. Now we're talking. Let's get the 5,600. At some point, I believe we will be back up there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out. The 12 people that are here, you're the real ones. I'll see you on the next one. God bless you. Jesus loves you. And good night, John Boy.